Welcome everybody back to Little Jimmy's fun house of adventures where you can find the jolly ranchers everywhere. But today we are focusing specifically on finishing up a little video that we've been working on for a while now. This is actually probably the most work I've ever put into a video, to be honest. Although there was one video I did a really bad edit for back in the day. I was doing, I think, I wouldn't say YouTube edits, but I was doing, how would I say, it was like a very fast-paced edited version of a League of Legends clip. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Especially considering I had like no motivation to record that day too, so I forced it. Hey Nandi, welcome back! I guess this is your first time you've been seeing this video. I really haven't done this a whole bunch of streaming. I haven't done edit streams in a long time. I think I've only done one of the past two. So I guess I can show you what we worked on so far. And if you don't know, this is the one I've been talking about in Discord. The one that I made for entitled viewers. This is huge binoculars script right here. Nearly over 4 pages long, or rather I should say 4 pages long. A lot of commentary in there, but that's all done and recorded, so I don't have to worry about that script for a hot second. Right now this is just what we got, so yeah, might as well show. We got about maybe like what? We got about a minute done into this editing. God. It takes forever to make this shit. Now you may be that, and we were doing a lot of animations with the logos, so that's like adding 3 times the shit onto it. Asking yourself, Pandelius, aren't you being a tad bit hyperbolic and a bit of a fucking ass for poisoning a well before we even get started with the title like that? And oh Jesus, what's going on here? To interrupt my fucking video before even the second paragraph. But I guess you're right, my statistically non-existent viewer. Hear me out though. Even as a content creator that has no success taken off the past 5 years, not that bad. I can say with absolute fucking certainty that what I see in today's audiences on YouTube terrifies me. That took a long ass time to edit. Don't judge me. Now before we get into this dumpster fire video, let me give some like background on how I came to this topic. Going a while back, there was this channel called Curie that was run by this 12-year-old blonde girl that turned out to be a, say, 20-year-old married man with an equally younger-looking American girl doll as a wife. Basically, you can imagine this person as your childhood nightmare about whatever was in your grandparents' closet coming to life and yelling into a microphone about blue buff for 10 to 15 minutes. That was my thought for a joke. Oh god. You can tell. Yeah, that's where we ended off. We were supposed to be finishing this. There was meant to be that long pause. And then what would happen is that I would crawl back onto the... Don't judge me, Wet Knight. I am editing a video. You know about this if you were in Discord. Had to explain it to him too. What is going on with my drop frames? Nearly 20% of it is dropping. What the fuck's going on here? Please turn off video aspect. This is so odd. It usually shouldn't be taking a dumpster fire. Getting nearly a 20% drop rate, but whatever. Yeah, we're working on a video here, Wet Night. But what I'm thinking about actually doing here is actually... So as you saw, we got chased off by a creepy-ass doll. And then... about 3 seconds later, we start firing at the doll with a machine gun. For lousy editing of your video. Fuck you. I am proud of this shit even if I suck at it. And so what we need to do is record here is do some... Where is it? This is going to be our recording track. What we're going to do is record some huffs and puffs as if we were just going through a big ordeal, and then have our character slowly crawl back on screen. Although, we need to make a picture, or a face, I should say, that looks like we're exhausted. So before we can do that, we have one other thing to make. Maybe let's open this out. So as you can see, we got this regular generic face, the old logo that we've all come to love. So how the fuck do we get this to look exhausted? So what I'm thinking about is that we could have the eyelids partially closed all the way down. And maybe we could like get like a cartoon face, just like an exhausted frown or something like that. Maybe so you just partially close the eyes down. Why is that not working? I hate that logo because you said we've all come to love this shit. Why is this? It's the cloning tool here. Cloning tool, and then there you go. So partially closed down eyes. Halfway. God, that's terrifying. We'll fix that in a half second. This is what happens when you have like no artistic ability. You just start smearing shit and hope it fucking works. It'd probably help if we actually pointed the eyes down as well. Because you can smooth that all in, but like it looks like we're stoned to absolute living shit right now. So like we have to like somehow move the eyes downward. So I'm thinking, let's get this tool out. So you have these eyes that are facing upward. The problem is don't fuck with. Wait, it looked wrong because our character's eyes were still pointed directly towards the camera, or a little bit upwards. So it just looked like the character, instead of it being closed or like it's exhausted, it looked like it was stoned off its rocker. So we need to cut that eye out. Oh god. And then now we need to paste this eye. So now we got this leveled eye. And we need to give it some perspective. So we need to like point it downward a little bit more. Stoned out of gunpowder. Yeah, probably this thing probably inhales enough glue to justify such a thing. God, that eye is gonna be real small. Let's see, can we flip it downward? Or vertical? And horizontal? Oh god, no. It looks a little bit special there. Oh god. That's right, we need to post this to a new layer group. Okay, it needs to be all the way down. It looks special now. Shut the fuck up. Oh god, okay. So drag that down. It's underneath the cat image now, so if we just drag it down, it'll look like I have no eyes for a hot second. We'll fix that. It's a process. To be fair, I needed to make this face too. Alright. What's going on here? Alright, for some reason that circle did not register. Yeah, right there. We'll cut the eye out. It looks like it's an undead cat. We'll get it as soon as we get the eyelids in. It'll look absolutely perfect. fucking shit. Absolutely perfect circles. Alright. So then we just need to color in those eyelids, yes. Well, those eyelids are a tad bit lighter than the rest of the eye since they're not sunken in. I'm disliking your vids now. Too late, you already don't, so I doubt you're going to. It's 20 years too late. You see? You see it? It fucking works. And then smudge it out to get rid of those messy color gradient disturbances. And wow, our cat still looks unbelievably depressed instead of stoned now. Oh man, I'm so tired. Me so tired. Oh God. Would you like a Kit Kat? Yes? What we need is the exhausted, like, transparent image of, let's just say, an exhausted mouth. Let's see if that works first. Exhausted, not exotic. Yeah, okay. So this is the extent of our research here. Yeah, so we can get that upside down frown face, but not like somebody inhaling. It looks like it's going to kill itself. It's just that depressed. He looks really fucking happy. Oh, it's definitely an exhausted dog. That person's just probably stoned out of their gourd. A minion egg, what the fuck? I'm not sure if any of these faces are technically exhausted. There is a difference. You know, I couldn't tell. One was fucked, one wasn't. Yeah, no. A lot of anime faces for some fucking reason. Why is the coin exhausted? I'm thinking, yeah, fuck it. Let's just use like a paintbrush and draw in a sad little face. Here's the acrylic setting. I was thinking more or less we could just have the face drawn out a tad bit. So fucking tired. Oh, like he's just like exhausted, sad about the whole idea. Actually, that's probably a tad bit extreme on that. Let's just pinch it down slightly. I'm not sure why that side was. Yeah, something like that. That looks pretty exhausted to me. I'm thinking that's spot on. So, local disc, video pics. Actually, no, wait. This goes in the Sony Vegas now. So this would be the exhausted. Or we'll call it tired because I don't know how to spell exhausted. There we go. Ta-da! Let's keep that reference. So then in this, let's get that picture out here. Where the fuck is that at? Sony Vegas. Come on, get that logo out. Here we go. Tired. Let's put that in there. No progressive scan. Bullshittery. It looked depressed, then exhausted. Like it's a 2-stage approach. Yeah, maybe it's so. It's multi-expressional purposes. Even less work to do. All right, so I believe last frame we left us off. It is still off screen over here. Oh, you know what we should do? We should add a sound effect for like body flopping. Body flopping to the floor sound effect. Just one bass drop sound effect. No. So yeah, we have to find. No, I'm not. I don't hate myself that much. Body's dragging, fart noise. Everyone do a flop. Yeah, it's literally on the fucking video here. I guess this is it. Alright, we can just use one of those sound effects then. Let's use some illegal sites and download this thing without using any third world propriety bullshit. Oh, this website for some reason is like dying today. The only thing sketchy about this site is that it makes you have a pop-up ad. Get a link to your download here. Get out of here. There we go. This should work perfectly. So cut that out. I don't want this, for some reason it saves automatically to my SSD, my 1 terabyte one, so just trying to ruin my fucking money. Although I really shouldn't be complaining. I have a 250 gig SSD around here somewhere. It probably doesn't even work because I haven't put power into it in over a year. And usually SSDs in a constant source of power. Otherwise, they're fucked. Oh, well, things like worth like $3 anyway. Where the fuck is it? With video music? Yeah, here we go. Okay. Paste. And body falls with various sound effects. Okay, so after this sound effect, we would have another one here. Let's say slice that off. Let's get rid of all that. Wife.png. No, there shouldn't be a wife PNG. Oh, this thing? No. It's Kiori's wife. It's literally her wife. That's why I put it as wife.png. I mean, look at this thing. She looks like a chipmunk. I mean, look at that fucking face. Do you see that thing? Shit. Full monkey face right there. Can't tell me that something's not going on. That's why we had to show it there. And I'm not trying to make this thing any more confusing than it needs to be. Alright, so let's see if this thing works out. Okay, yeah, it kind of works. I like that. And then you'll have our character crawl his way back on screen. So we'll say he, like, gets about, I think, we'll give him about a second to walk back onto screen. And then he'll just be back right here. Actually, scratch that. Back to this thing. Let's flip that horizontally. Since he was running away. So it should be flipped by that time. So by the time we get here, it should be like that shit. And then we'll have it stop forward a little bit. Next frame, it'll go back a little bit. So it should look like he stops for... It's actually really loud. Yeah, it does do that. It has like a little nudge right there to signify that he had to stop. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And now we had to do a breathing sound effect. So it'd be like... Oh, I should probably turn off my music and sound fireplace effect. Actually, no, wait. The microphone doesn't record that, so we can just keep that going. So where, oh where? I think this is the mic recording track. Alright. So we'll just record here for a half second. Hopefully it just doesn't absolutely ear blast us. See what happens. Alright, let's see if that actually recorded anything. I mean, yeah. To me, this is funny only because, like, I'm doing it in front of people. That, and I'm fucking hilarious, of course. See, that works. See, little details like that is what makes videos entertaining. The only issue is that I'm putting way too much effort into a scene that, for one, isn't really that funny, and two, this video goes on for another, ooh, let's see, we're at 1 minute 17. Yeah, we still got about another 11 minutes to edit. To be fair, though, most of this is just going to be pictures. And then, where is the worried face? We don't need angry. We're not pissed. And be like, where do we leave off? Oh. There we go. And you know what, I actually want to select all of this shit. Let's move. Actually, why isn't all of that selected? Yeet. So we have this. Now we have to record. It's still recording. Yep. Alright. Where do we leave off? Ah, right. Keep forgetting that one last word. There we go. And let me bring back everything back into frame. I keep doing this wrong. So if you scratch everything and bring this back to here. Should probably fade that track in just a tad bit. Let me turn up the music a little bit. Trying to keep the music as quiet as possible so I can hear this. And we're gonna actually need this. Actually, should we have? Yeah, we should have that continue going on. Because we walked out of frame, the frame didn't go out. Okay. Where do we leave off? You couldn't tell he was a... What the hell? Interesting. For some reason, it got rid of that one clip. Fuck, now we have to re-record that. Alright, no. We don't need that. We need this thing. Why the f... I'd like to get rid of that. It's tearing up my work. Alright. Oh, right. A simple little thing I just needed to do. There we go. This should work out fine now. Should clip right there. And snap that back in. Although I probably should give a little bit more space there. Alright. Where do we leave off? Oh, right. You couldn't tell he was a League of Legends YouTuber that maybe... That's funny. It's just a strange dip in quality. And I can't use .wav formats. Oh, that's awkward. So I'm thinking about, okay, this, let's just extend this back out. Extend this back out to fit during the scene where we fire at somebody. And what we can do is just split this, lower it with a fade in. Actually, no, this should just
10 to 15 minutes.
Alright, where do we leave off? Oh, right.
You couldn't tell he was a League of Legends YouTuber that maybe it was about various adventures in game. Nothing terribly out of left field in terms of content.
Alright. That works. And was my music turned off here? No, it's still going. It's just really quiet. Yeah. I'll think about Vindsvept's music. Here we go. Actually, you know what? Let's just copy that face. Although, let's flip that shit. Whoops, wrong thing. Flip that horizontally. Oh, right. That's right, we gotta do it right here, otherwise it's very persnickety. So now it should go from here. Alright, where do we leave off? Oh, right.
You couldn't tell he...
Interesting. Oh. The fuck did it... What frame was this? Track motion, track 3? Track 3 we're not doing shit to. I'm not sure why I brought that one up. And this doesn't affect the other ones. Alright. Where do we leave off? Oh, right. I feel like these should be flipped. Alright. Where do... Fudge you, Panda Kappa. You got your own YouTube account now? What is this heresy? Are you trying? I can't handle that many wet nights. It's heresy. For some reason, people are subscribing too. Oh, gosh darn it. Thank you all. That's actually nice. We're now back up to the number of subscribers that we were at like 2 weeks ago before they randomly dipped, and I'm not sure why. You win. You get me on both platforms. I capitulate. Yes. Well, fuck you then. I know you're just trying to take my bloody apricots. Alright. Alright, that's where we want to... Come on. Okay, so is this where it is? Alright. Where do we leave off? Oh. So this is where the O started, so let's get that right there. Off. Oh, right.
You can tell he was a League of Legends user.
I love how it just immediately goes back into the... Whatever. We don't need to put a pause there. Pauses are for pussies.
You can tell he was a League of Legends YouTuber that maybe it was...
Let's do a shoulder shrug at maybe. Do we have a shoulder shrug one? I'm not sure. We have smacking face and twitching. Ooh, we could do questioning. Okay. That works. I didn't make a million faces. Like I said. You know, this is kind of worrying to me because if the person who made that cat image was to ever complain that I should take down my videos containing her image, she would legally be right, because I didn't do anything transformative to her work other than edit out everything other than the cat. So we kind of fucked. Although I doubt the artist will ever see this garbage.
Yeah, maybe it was about various adventures in game. Nothing terribly out of left field.
Nothing terribly out of left field.
Nothing terribly out of left field in terms of content, but...
Actually, you know what? We'll point to an image of his... Make a billion faces. You know, I try, but at the same time, I get you ridiculing me, but like, wow, your cat looks like it had a traumatic brain injury and is now mentally retarded. You're like, thank you, I have utmost confidence in myself now. Nothing that, of course, tells me that I'm shit. There we go. Video pics. Yes, here we go. So we have... I have a second screen here. Make your own icons so you don't have to worry about that. The issue is that I try to make my own icon. I could show you it. It was garbage. It was garbage. I think it's a work in progress. Small overlay, Panda Munch logo. I think this is the one. Alright, you kind of have to come out to the front of the screen. Alright. For some reason, it doesn't feel like coming out. Alright, here it is. This was the logo I made. It was meant to be something. Oh, this is Panda Munch, too. This wasn't Panda Lias. I could change that, too. But that was the logo I made. Absolutely dog shit. And on top of that, I definitely have to do resize all of the other shit. That's good. Nah, I like the other icon better, to be honest, and that we've already worked on it a bunch already, so we'll worry about that when Crossroad comes to that, and I doubt she would or he would even be worried about that. That tongue is terrible, though. Well, I wasn't going off any images. I was just trying to make it with as much shapes as humanly possible, and not with the actual free draw. Because for one, I'm using a mouse, and free drawing with a mouse looks terrible enough. I would have to smudge basically everything.
adventures in game. Nothing terribly.
So we just kind of have to go with it. Isn't the best thing. There we go. And then we can just like. There we go. We don't want to make too many new tracks though. I did have a different logo where I actually used my own face, and then I basically, how would I say, I turned myself into a painting kind of. So I gave myself black eyes and circles around it, turned my beard into a black patch, had the rest of my face be white, added some ears on, and left my hair the same, maybe blackened it. I think I remember that though. I'm not going to show you it though because it's not finished and you'd see what my actual face looks like, but I had that approach to it. Kind of looked cool at the same time. The issue is that I couldn't get the depth perception right though, so it looked really odd. Really fucking odd. That, and I'm using a shit tier camera, so not the best thing. Who is this person so I can inform that the person using the work without their permission? I have no clue. I have no clue. I saw it on iFunny once. I Google searched it and then I used it as a logo for this channel. I never looked at the DeviantArt or where the fuck it was posted. You have to find that person for yourself. And you know, let's go ahead, restore this box. And you can keep that as... Right though. We need to freeze frame it there. Come back here, spin that back. Stock it there. Actually, no, restore the box. And then next frame, it's like that. Perfect. I'll insult that panda fee you so much. What? Can you say that in like plain English again? That'd really help out. I understand if you had a midway stroke. Please don't tell me that is the case, though.
In game. Nothing terribly out of left field in terms of content, but is...
Yeah, I probably should show a full-fledged video bot. Let's not get copyright striked by Kiori.
Game. Nothing terribly out of left field in terms of content, but his personality and editing style made him interesting for the most part. Well, fast forward his channel a year.
Where's the neutral face at? Shit, where'd it go? I had no idea where it cuts this shit at. No, I didn't take out the neutral face, right? We got twitching, surprise, tired, smacking. Here it is, neutral.
For the most part. Well, fast forward his channel a year or two later, he nearly has 1 million subscribers.
Oh. Actually, you know what? I could probably actually use a picture to show that. Okay, so then we could just zoom in on this. No, I refuse. It's too much work. Yeah, who needs ethics? I don't know, should we keep it off-centered or... Yeah, let's keep it centered. Why not? That's nearly 1 million subscribers. Oh, yeah, it's only 150,000 off.
1 million subscribers. But what he starts doing is he starts...
Need a pause before saying, well, fast forward.
made him interesting for the most part. Well, fast forward his channel a year.
Like a little bit longer of a pause. You think the audio is a tad bit fast there? Let's see. Let's add a slight breath there.
Interesting for the most part. Well, fast forward his channel a year or two later.
Yeah, I can see that. So all we need to do then is just stretch out this audio. So we need to get the grouping tool. So she's zooming on that a little bit more. So we need to go past this shit. Actually, you know what? The issue is the audio is also synced up to time cards here. Yeah, so I could just do that. That wouldn't be too much of an issue. And then we can just move this past. Like so. That normal editing, just slice that back together.
Well, fast forward his channel a year or two later. He nearly has 1 million subscribers, but what he starts doing is he starts drifting.
So let's add another neutral face here. But this, let's flip this one around.
What he starts doing is he starts...
Actually, let's go ahead and actually turn this so it's flat.
What he starts doing is he starts drifting off into different games
and then we show pictures. So then we have... God, why is my voice so clogged right now? So then we get... Where are those pictures at? Disc... Video pics. Here we go. So you start to drifting off into different content like...
Smash Brothers.
So Smash Brothers. Where do we have a picture of that? And that's Time Boys. Riders Icarus, that was an ad. Pokemon Go. That was Stardew Valley. Smash Boys, here we go. Because you're editing. My voice is too coarse because I'm editing. That makes sense. At the time where I'm talking the least amount. Before this, I had to do that whole 15-minute spiel multiple times over just so that I could get the proper good audio. Decided on doing it close range as opposed to long range, because long range you can hear all the echoing within my room. This was the right balance. That, and I don't have sound foam in my room, so I can't really do a whole bunch. I would like to get sound foam for my room. The issue is I don't have the money for it. It's not very expensive, but what I need to do is I need to get the foam plus the glue plus the nail hangers and some plywood to hang it on. Because hanging it on straight onto the wall itself, I have to tear off the paint, and that's even more expensive. Let's see what we got. Here's a picture of Smash Bros.
Smash Brothers Overwatch.
Smash Brothers. We'll extend it out. Overwatch. That's Earth. That's Spooks. Don't we have one about... Where the fuck is this Overwatch one at? That's League of Legends. League of Legends. League of Legends. Interesting. I didn't have one about those fucking Overwatch days. Kiori. Alright, let's get that one done before I forget it. This is a Zenyatta video. Perfect, here we go. I swear I had that one on record last time. Here we go, and save that as Kiori 12. And then, where'd it go? Here it is. Perfect.
Like Smash Brothers, Overwatch,
And finish your sentence there, Chubby.
Brothers, Overwatch, and other games.
And other games. I can just probably link a picture to like... Ooh, where's that flower dance video?
Like Smash Brothers, Overwatch, and other games. Not a big surprise. People get bored.
And we'll say we'll cut it off there. And then we'll change that back to a neutral face.
People get bored of games.
Oh, let's see. This is where it cuts off. So bring that all the way back.
And other games. Not a big surprise. People get bored of.
Alright, I'm way fucking off then.
Not a big surprise. People get bored of games, especially when you're forced.
Especially. So let's do like a flip there. And to be fair though, this is a lot more editing than what you'd usually do. Although to be fair, if you use, say, video cameras and you just rant it off, you'd probably have a better success rate. Alright, so how this looks.
Not a big surprise. People get bored of games, especially when you're forced to make an assload of content for it. I mean, imagine being quote-unquote...
Hey there, Vic. How you doing? Just doing a little bit of editing this video late at night. And I would actually love to get this video finished before... Or don't I have the icon moving around? Well, if you don't have the icon moving around, then it might become visually stale for a person to look at. Although, to be fair, I mean, we've had a lot of movement within the first 2 minutes of this video, so I probably don't need to keep this too strenuous.
I mean, imagine being quote-unquote forced to play golf.
And then just stretch that out. Let's not keep this too long.
I mean, imagine being quote-unquote forced to play golf it for months on end.
And we could probably get a picture of just Golf It up there. Golf It is a game. Refuse Entertainment. And then just stick it on here.
And having to force in a joke every minute in desperate hope that you won't die to starvation because YouTube no longer believes in giving channels anything other than a soft cone of fuck. In desperate hope that you won't die to starvation because YouTube no longer... In desperate hope that you won't die.
And you know, Win, Golf It with Friends, that is also another video game. This is a different game entirely though. With your mic setup, do you have it suspended in the air with a suspension boom, or is it just on your desk? I do have a suspension boom. It's like a really cheap one. It cost me like $15. And it works out perfectly fine. It doesn't move at all. Keeps everything in place. I've never had to actually adjust the knobs either. I've adjusted them once, and that was when I first installed it. Never had to do anything again. Works perfectly. And it's a lot better because then the knocks on the desk become much less prominent, and on top of that, it's out of your way.
Starvation because YouTube...
So when we mention YouTube, let's turn that to an angry face.
Because
YouTube, so right here. Split that off, change it to an angry face. I'll break that suspension mic. It'll probably break your hand, to be honest. This thing's like a golden whip. No, wait, a suspension boom or is it a shock mount? I do have a stand. Or a shock mount. I don't think I have a suspension boom, though. I think get my things mixed up. Shock mount. Oh, no, I have a boom stand. Yep, it's a boom stand. Don't have a shock mount. Didn't really need that, mainly because it'd be kind of big at that point. Break it with my hand. Just break it with your thoughts. Aggressively think about it.
Because YouTube no longer believes in getting channels anything other than a soft cone of fuck you.
You get pretty bored of that game.
Going back on topic though, Curie started.
You get pretty bored of that game too. Did I say 2 on there or did I cut it off? I must have cut it off. Wrong one. This is the one.
You get pretty bored of that game too.
Going back on topic.
Of that game too.
Going back on topic though, Curie started to make new videos about whatever was tickling his fancy. For the most part, they
You would get pretty bored of that game. We should probably put the tired face in there, to be honest. Because that is what it sounds like. You just sound like you're absolutely stoned. Where the fuck did it go? Where's stoned face? I did not realize I accidentally cut that off. Oh, there was. I guess it was 2... Oh, what is else with that shit?
You would get pretty bored of that game too.
Of the game too. So like maybe we should like have it slowly drift down. So right here. And like what we could do is let's get rid of that crop selection. What we could do is that it's for here. Let's get it anchored here. And what we do by mean getting it anchored, what we do is that before we change anything to this timeline, we have to set a point so that it doesn't alter everything else in the timeline, just this one specific clip. Of course, this means that it's kind of hard to change, but just don't mess up. Work as you go along. So what we want to do is we want this thing to like sync. The logo, I mean. So we'll have it just like, woo. And then when it coughs back up with the neutral face. And so what happens is that, come on.
You would get pretty bored of that game too.
So then we have the first so he launches back up here. Yeet. So back up into frame. And then the first cough comes around, and so he goes up a tad bit. Back down. Up again. And then back down to his resting position. So let's see if that kind of looks alright.
You would get pretty bored of that game too.
Going back on topic though, Curie started to
Seems a little bit fast-paced, but I like it. Do I still play Elder Scrolls Online? No, not really. They terminated my account because I didn't... How would I say? I bought the Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind Premium Edition, whatever the fuck it's called. Spent $100 on it for the physical edition. Redeemed a code, or didn't redeem a code for it, so since my account already had the pre-redemption on it, they terminated it because I didn't redeem the actual key. And then, for some reason, they reinstalled it and gave me a free copy of Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind. But at that point, I was already, like, bored with the game because trying to level up my warden was painfully boring, to be to be honest. And it was mostly just because it was just so easy to do. Like, I was just going through the leveling process, and I was just sitting here falling fucking asleep. Because all it was, I could do pretty much the entire thing naked without a sweat. So questing really had no sense of suspension, there was no challenge, which when you're spending a lot of time doing is kind of a very important thing. But I imagine they can't have challenge in a game like this because, for one, there's latency involved. High latency, I should say. And two, it'd probably piss off half the community because they're like, oh, I can't beat this boss now. Well, I'm sorry, I guess you can't use daggers and cloth and then try to use rapid strikes. I guess you'll have to use a mage ability.
Going back on topic, though, Curie started to make...
So that we should actually start pointing to his newer content.
Curie started to make new videos about whatever was tickling his fancy. For the most...
Or we could probably actually just extend this clip on, to be honest. Have you tried playing Rust, or survival games not your thing? I've thought about playing Rust. The issue is that I just really haven't had a strong desire to, I suppose, is the way of putting it. I've seen things like Ark, Rust, and other games like that come up and go through their whole phases and not really do a whole much about that. That, I don't know. I could do it. But I guess I've just been kind of sucked in with another game like Crossout. If you don't know, I've been playing stuff like Crossout. I guess I do have a survival game right here. It's called Starbound. It's more of a space-themed version of it. It's 2D pixel art, kind of like Terraria, but a little bit more, I would say, smooth. It's really cool, and I've played the shit out of this game. I think I even have, like... Ooh... let's take a look here. Yeah, I see I have about 100 hours into this game, 113. And they recently updated it with something really cool. They added some... where the fuck is it? They added some weird base building thing you could do, and you have mechs in it. It's pretty fucking sweet, to be honest. And I thought about doing it myself and trying playing the game again, but... I don't think there's really been enough for me to actually warrant to go back into that. Especially considering I have to go through the main storyline again.
Going back on topic, though, Curie started to make new videos about whatever was tickling his fancy. For the most part, they were doing reasonably well.
And for the most part, they were doing reasonably well. And we'll zoom in on his
For the most part, they were doing reasonably well.
So we'll actually zoom in. So where did those things go again? I should really just keep this pinned, to be honest. Video picks and title viewers. You know, that one wasn't doing terribly well. That wasn't doing terribly well either. Where is it at? Analysis Time Boys videos. Riders of Icarus. That wasn't terribly good. Where the fuck did it go? I really don't have the video footage of where his videos were doing good, because the only ones I could find are the ones where they're doing absolute shit. Actually, no, wait, we do have that one about Zenyatta. So, if we actually... Zoink. Let's try this out. So, pull this picture out, and...
For the most part, they were doing... For the most part, they were doing reasonable.
And we'll split this and zoom in. Zoom in.
fancy. For the most part, they were doing reasonably well for a channel breaking out of their niche. Sure, they had less views. Fancy. For the most part, they were doing reasonably well for a channel breaking out of their niche. Sure, they had
less views.
Less views in general, but sure, they had less views in
Less views, so split that. Let's copy and paste that back over. Zoom in on the viewer statistics. I think it's right there. Still 600,000 views though, ain't that bad. And then, where was his other stuff at? Here we go. Okay, so this one we can definitely zoom in on this viewer statistic, because this one is definitely a lot higher. That Zenyatta video, though, was strangely high views, too. It's really not where the views dipped until his other videos. So scratch that back. That's what it looks like.
for a channel breaking out of their niche. Sure, they had less views in general, but
Ooh, that's a tad bit too fast. And then we'll put like a, say, let's put a versus here. Versus. And let's use famous sketch Gothica. Let's go ahead and split this up right here. And so, oh god. Let's not do that shit. Oh god. Oh god! Where did... What? It just all fucking disappeared. I double clicked once and like the whole thing vanished. Fuck. That wasn't jarring at all.
there was something new. And
Ooh, picture vanished.
they had less views in general, but there was something new. And everything was working out nicely.
And for some reason that extended all the way out there.
But there was something new. And everything was working out nicely.
It's a tad bit too fast. What we should do is we should pretty much double stack these things. So I'm thinking, let's get rid of that versus shit. And I'm pretty sure we have a timeline above that, right? No, we don't. Okay. So let's go ahead and collapse those two lanes, and that's a gun sound effect lane. So what we could do is we can add in another video track. And this video track. We'll say we'll have this video here. Oh yeah, this track though doesn't have the whole thing scrunched though. So we'll do one picture prior. And scrunch that all the way down. Okay. And by the end of that video, we'll have a anchor. And I think that works out. Let's go ahead and scrunch that one down too.
They had less views in general, but there was something new.
And you know, let's go ahead and pull that out too, so we can actually properly see that. Give him enough time.
Less views in general, but there was something new. And everything was working out nicely. But this is YouTube, and
But let's scrunch that back a tad bit too far forward. Here we go.
working out nicely.
And so then we can go back to the Z neutral face.
Nicely. But this is YouTube, and nothing works out because PewDiePie made a fucking Hitler joke, and now everyone's basically.
Hey, no, we could actually probably use "Are you kidding?" face now.
Hitler joke, and now everyone's basically Stalin. But Keyboy's meme is pretty
Lucky boys, man, pretty juicy. We should have a control face for that thing, actually. Or you should probably use the happy face. Why not? Look even higher than shit with an anime face going on. Or we could have the actual character itself, like, wiggle back and forth type of deal.
But Keyboy's meme is pretty juicy.
Or wiggle on the juicy.
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 So
I don't know why it's funny to me. Juicy. So we'll have it like wiggle right there. That's what I'm thinking we could do. Get it like rock back and forward. Backwards a little bit more. Forward is not as much. Back forward a little bit more. Hopefully this doesn't look like he's just violently swinging. Alright, so let's see how violently he starts swinging.
but Keyboy's meme is pretty juicy. So Keyboy's
Oh my fucking god.
Stalin. But Keyboy's meme is pretty juicy. So Keyboy's channel went on doing it.
Juicy.
Juicy. So Keyboy's channel went on.
Let's go ahead and shrink that down to there. Nope.
Keyboy's meme is pretty juicy. So Keyboy's channel went on doing its thing with his new videos, but something changed in his audience. After
At least we're actually making decent progress to this. We might get to the 5-minute mark. We just keep starting. Like, the amount of editing we've done. I can see why some YouTubers take like a month to make a video. Like, especially those who use pictures instead of camera footage. Because camera footage is a lot easier to work with. There's longer sections where you can just string out a shot as opposed to having to rely on heavy-ass editing. So it kind of works out. Take a look here.
changed in his audience. After his audience got the idea that League videos would likely After his audience got
Let's use a questioning face here, actually. Should be somewhere in here. Let's see if that works.
In his audience. After his audience got the idea that League videos would likely not be nearly as common, which was later confirmed by Curie.
Actually, no, we should use a neutral face, but tilt that around.
Which was later confirmed by Curie.
Yep. Let's do that.
Which was
Oh, wait. Ain't done. Just remembered. Flip that a tad bit.
which was later confirmed by Curie, saying that he was quitting League. They started to turn on him. His new style of videos would get massive.
And then we'll point out to the massive amount of dislikes the videos would get. So, say, I'm thinking, yeah, here we go.
Massive amount of dislikes, even.
And then we zoom in on those dislikes. Something that we pointed out is already not that big of an issue.
Videos would get massive amounts of dislikes, even though they were still him doing his.
And, you know, let's add in another clip of a bad received video. Oh yeah, this one was pretty hilarious. Even though it was like a different video entirely, ooh, the amount of hate on this thing was astronomical. I mean, look at that! Look at that dislike rating. Yeesh, nearly half and half.
Get massive amounts of dislikes, even though they were still him doing his kind of personality and still having.
Let's go ahead and stand it out there.
Those would get massive amounts of dislikes, even though they were still him doing his.
I'm thinking that's a tad bit long. Let's add in that Friday the 13th clip. Oh, that's not really disliked as much. Not to the point where it would make a whole bunch of sense. Well, this video kind of has a lot of dislikes proportional to its amount of likes to begin with. So while 1,000 isn't a lot compared to his other ones, it is a lot in relative terms.
Amounts of dislikes, even though they were still him doing his kind of personality and still having his same editing style, maybe a tad bit kicked up a notch due to enthusiasm, but that wasn't the fucking end of it. But that wasn't the fucking end of it. As his comments, my god, his comments.
My god.
My god,
Let's go ahead and turn this to a word face. Are you into MMOs such as EVE Online, etc.? Well, the only... no, I wouldn't say I'm into any, like, massive multiplayer online game like that at the moment. Nothing with, like, hundreds of people now. Right now, the most people I play with is through, I would say, Crossout, which has like an average of like, what, 20 people on each team? Probably less, considering that more are bots. But seriously, the only MMO I still have on here is the Elder Scrolls Online. I might get back into it one day. They kind of have to add in some good content, though, at some point. I'll probably have to wait until next year when they actually release their brand new whatever they're going to call it.
But that wasn't the fucking end of it. As his comments, my god, his comments would...
My god.
Comments, my god, his comments would...
And then bring that back. There we go.
My god, his comments would either be about how Curie was a goddamn monster for not dancing for...
Oh, Star Citizen. Isn't that like that? I'm trying to think of memory. That crowdfunded game that received like millions and millions of dollars, and was super ambitious, like full 3D flight simulation, total space simulation with huge markets and planets and all that shit. I mean, it could be good, but at the same time, it's probably so ambitious and probably doesn't have that enough studio power behind it to make it. But I really hope it does make it. It seems pretty damn sweet, but... I mean, they've been hit with delays for absolute ages, which makes sense because their game is much more massive than probably what they anticipated. I'm just wondering, like, what type of server it would need to run a game like that. Like, the server on it's going to have to be absolutely massive to the point of it just being astronomically stupid. I don't know, it could work. It could work. You'll have to see.
Comments would either be about how Curie was a goddamn monster for not distancing for their fans' amusement, or how there was too many comments about his League era.
Or, let's just go ahead and flip that guy around. Flip horizontally. God. I feel like at some point we're just going to just like use a straight neutral face for the rest of this video. Because seriously, getting this done within tonight's timeline, I guess I just couldn't sleep. Try that instead. I have to do like a full days of work editing this one video.
God, his comments would either be about how Curie was a goddamn monster for not distancing for their fans' amusement, or how there was too many comments about his League era, or...
I guess you could extend it out. Hey, what's up, Josh? Hey, Vesson, how you doing? Not doing cross-out tonight, but more or less just editing a video.
For their fans' amusement, or how there was too many comments about his League era, or rather there was other YouTubers, their signature catchphrases, because totally not irrelevant. Curie tried to fix this with another...
Oh yeah, here we go. So then we can point out to 9 minutes left for video editing. Fuck it. To be fair though, this would be like 7 times, 8 times better than any other video editing I've done. Although to be fair, considering my most...
There's a new energy law you should know about. The Michigan First Energy Law. It makes sure our...
Michigan First Energy Law. But considering my most viewed video, it was literally just a video me talking over a sped up footage I had. I mean, this doesn't matter about like how much you edit a video. More or less, it's more about the topic of your video. And since my topic isn't really a more commonly discussed topic, it's unlikely to get anything, but it'll probably get something. Like, let's go for analytics. Like, what has, yeah, this shit is funny. See, these videos, whoop, right here, these ones are all just, like, fast, sped up versions of me doing a grinding run. And this is literally just me sitting down, doing dash sit chair, and just talking about an elk balance. And yet that shit is all better than my other videos. To be fair though, it's the majority of my content. How's it going? It's going pretty good, man. Staying up late tonight because I have a long ass road trip tomorrow, so I'm just gonna sleep through it. So while we're doing that, I guess I can just finish up this video too, because I unfortunately will not be at this computer for about a solid week. So unfortunately, I probably won't be able to get the video done until then. So this is really the like last chance for me to actually get anything done. Oh yeah, and look at that. You can see that it made 84 cents. That's funny. You have to know. That's really a statistic you guys will ever see. Most channels try to keep that sacred.
Totally not irrelevant. Kiri tried to fix this with another League video, but...
And picture. I could have had it up here. Don't you think that new YouTube monetization thing is actually garbage? Well, fuck you, Wet Night. Trying to sleep, what is this heresy? It actually didn't affect me that much, so actually, let me show you this. Let's take a look at here. For some reason, I am like relatively unaffected by this whole thing, so what usually happens is that a lot of your videos would be marked for partial monetization, and you could always see that channels like this, channels under 10k views not getting monetized. Well, it's not that hard to get 10,000 views as long as you do decent content. And on top of that, if you don't have 10,000 views, you generally won't even make much money to begin with. So, don't really worry about it per se. I mean, if you have less than 10,000 views, you'll get like less than $1. Yeah, with ads. But as you can see with like the whole thing of channels getting marked for partial monetization, like this one right here was marked for partial monetization for some reason, and I have no idea why, considering really there's nothing offensive about that video, but everything else was monetized fully. But actually, the ad revenue from this has actually not been that terrible from this, as my CPM is actually astronomically high. Like, this CPM is close to 4 times higher than what the average is listed on Google, so I'm really not affected by the whole adpocalypse thing at all. I'm not sure how other YouTubers, though, are affected by it. Maybe they have too inflammatory of titles and thumbnails. That's what I'm thinking.
Kiri tried to fix this with another League video.
With another League video, and then I pull out the evidence. Where is it? Where is it? Video pic. I think it's this one, right? Nope. It is this one. Yes, it is this one.
Kiri tried to fix this with another League video, but they were having none of that. And the hate seemed to get worse from there.
I love how, like, my clearly is so using a lot of my tongue and throat for that. It sounds so nasty. Clearly. Instead of, oh, not clearly.
Kiri tried to fix this with another League video, but they were having none of that. And the hate seemed to get worse from there. Clearly, this took a toll on the living embodiment of a Webkins, as his uploads got more and more spaced out until he stopped entirely.
Until he stopped entirely. And I should probably keep a picture here where it zooms in on his uploads. There we go.
Until he stopped entirely. He was still streaming, but it was a different group of people entirely. Months later, though, he came out of his closet to announce that...
Maybe I should actually use this, though, for over here. You just have a long gap of just me talking.
Out until he stopped entirely. He was still streaming, but it was a different group of people.
And let's go ahead and split this and just flip that. Give a tad bit of a chase here. Skirt that down there. You know, if I probably fixed this with the picture initially, I wouldn't do this all the time.
He was still streaming, but it was a different group of people entirely. Months later, though, he came out of his closet.
And months later, we'll change that with that.
Entirely. Months later, though, he came out of his closet to announce that he was moving on, and to be honest...
Was moving on.
Came out of his closet to announce...
Let's get that pointing one out there again.
Announced that he was moving on.
Okay, so scrunch that down there and pop that out.
But he came out of his closet to announce that he was moving on, and to be honest, he came out of
Ah, yes, perfect. This is the one where I wanted to use a very offensive joke at. Have you tried any of this Adobe products to video edit? Personally, I prefer Vegas. I personally cannot try Adobe, mostly because I can't illegally download it off Pirate Bay. That's one downside. This is the only one that I could with, and on top of this, if I could get the Steam version of it, the Steam version is only like 140 bucks. I wouldn't mind getting it, but I don't have that fucking type of money. So I mean, not really. I haven't tried it. It looks good, and it looks very similar to that of Sony Vegas. But I mean, I'm already used to using this, so I'm fine. Especially considering that I don't know any advanced techniques to really help me out at all.
Was moving on, and to be honest, I am not surprised that he was a toss.
You know what? I want to do a joke
I am
here.
not surprised that he was a toss this baby out of his.
So what I wanted to do here is I actually wanted to get a, let's save that. Wanted to get an actual picture of a baby, so cartoon baby in blanket. Oh, that is adorable. Look at that. That has too many logos on it. Transparent image. Aw, look at that. Isn't that adorable? Aw. You've grown a lot in sub counts since I started watching, which is good. Which is funny because I had 197 2 weeks ago. Then it dipped down to about 192, and then it just recently recovered back to its base level, so I haven't grown at all since last time. And in some regards, I guess I really haven't, because I had other viewers just follow me from my Twitch onto my YouTube. Here we go. This is a... That's a GIF? How's this a GIF? For some reason, this is saved as a gift. God, that is a really high resolution image. Like, why is that shit lagging so much? The website must have like 0 fucking upload. So we got a picture of a baby here now. Where did that go? Come on, in here. Here it is. Perfect. Okay. So then, ah, yes. I know you are, Sanchez. But I'm just saying, though, like, since last time in my mind, since I checked my growth, I haven't really grown that much. But I guess considering your point of view, I guess you really have, actually probably seen a decent amount. Although Rimworld was probably one of my biggest times when I was growing a heck of a lot. Alright, so hopefully you guys are not offended by this too much. I was going to do a 9/11 joke, though. Oh boy. So what was going to happen was that I would...
I am not surprised that he was a toss.
I am not surprised. So, like, what would happen here is that I would pick up this baby. So... put an anchor point here. And then next frame... Smooth it over a tad bit. Have that normalized. And then restore box. So then what we're going to have is we're going to have this baby shrunken down. I'm going to have it like, say... I'm going to have our character dip down and pick it up. So, for this, what we're going to have to do is we're going to get this track frame out. And this is track 3. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have him slightly dip over. Duck down. And then he's going to... pivot down slightly more. Slightly more. And then 2 frames forward and then start raising. Start raising this thing back up. And so what will a baby do is that the baby will follow.
Moving on. I am not surprised.
Ooh, no. I forgot to do an anchor point for this thing. There we go. I'm trying not to fuck this thing up. So, like I said, he'll bend forward and dip down. And then he'll bounce down a little bit more. And then this guy will come all the way back up in frame. With the baby in hand. So then we take a look at this.
He was moving on, and to be honest, I am not surprised that he...
Let's slow that down just a tad. So what we're gonna have to do here is then... Ooh, nope. Move that forward. And like, we'll have it here. And he starts dipping down. And bending forward slightly. Oop. So just dip down and we'll say he. And back to this, we'll say that he dipped down a little bit more. Got a little bit higher. And then he raises back up with the baby in tow. Rotates back around to his normal position.
He was moving on, and to be honest, I am not surprised that he was to toss this baby out of his way. And
then right here is where the bad joke happens.
I am not surprised that he was to toss this baby out of his way.
Okay, then what would happen is that here... Oh god. We're gonna toss the baby. But not yet. It's where we toss the baby that's the bad part. God. I'm terrible for doing this. But we haven't even gotten to that part yet. So then we have to make it look like he tossed the baby. So what do? We're going to have him pivot back a little bit. And then say about here, he violently lurches that way. So,
baby out of his way. It's became more of a...
That's not violent enough. So we're gonna have it stay right here. We're gonna have it swing back. And then yeet forward.
baby out of his way. It's became more...
Let's give that, say... Let's give that 8 frames. To pivot back and then... rocket forward.
Out of his way. It's became more of an abusive relationship where...
An abusive relationship.
It's became more...
I don't know, is that fast enough?
He was to toss this baby out of his way. It's became more of an abusive relationship regardless of his effort. His audience... his way. It's became more of an abusive...
Let's try that here.
his way. It's became more of a...
Let's try...
It became more...
Ooh, 1 more frame forward. Alright. So now we need to match up the baby being tossed, or rather, picked up at the same frame pace. So he doesn't pick it up till about here. And this is when he would start picking this thing up. I'm sure you can see where this is going. And then we're gonna have this pivot it back a little bit. Attach to the side. Give it up a little bit more. Pivot to the side. Pivot a little bit more. So this should look like we picked up the baby.
He was to toss this baby out of his way. It's became more of a...
Whew! That was not synced up right.
This baby out of his way. It's... be out of his way. Be out of his... be out of his way.
I have to say, I'm not sure why it did that. Maybe it just needs to have an anchor point here. Oh yeah, that's what it was, okay. I was wondering why it was doing all that fucking moving. We could do this at 1 frame at a time, but that'll take too long. And we'll say it's up here.
Baby out of his way. It's became more...
Okay. And then it's going to be tossed violently that way. So it's going to be turned that way and launched. And we'll put this far out of screen. And by this time, it's out of screen.
His way. It became more of an abuse.
It's not fast enough. That's interesting. Oh, no. So we need to put this back a couple of frames. So this will be faster.
This became more of an abusive.
Abusive? Alright, this is a little bit faster.
It's became more of an abusive.
And let's just go ahead and move this audio back, because I'm about to do a terrible joke. Let's move that back for a hot second. And I think that all needs its these clips too. Okay, so we have the baby out here, and it's gonna be pretty spicy. Let me take a look here. That's not violent enough. No, no, no.
The U.S. government led to believe. Do you see any?
No, we need it to be a loud as shit. Loud. If you couldn't have guessed what I was, what joke I'm doing here, you'll hate me soon enough. Also, let's go ahead and save this. Now living meme.
Got a blast.
That's what it is. We need that. Although, I hate the fact I have to get this from a fucking edgy meme. But I gotta do it. I gotta do it. This will probably get my CPM nuked to shit, but... who cares? So it's off frame, and then what happens? I probably shouldn't stream this. Just gotta make sure. Is anyone still here? Yep, someone's still here, unfortunately. Okay. Well, hopefully you have a dark sense of humor. Otherwise, this is gonna disturb you. So where did that meme go? Alright, should be in... cut that out. Video... Forgive me. Oh, look at that. He cut it out from a meme, too. I can't be the only one then. If you know what this is, then you're going to be sickened. Just a fair warning. I've given enough warnings already. You watch this. Golly. It's me. I won't get offended. I'm not even American, lol. Alright, perfect. Because I guarantee you, you're going to know what this is. It's 9/11. Here, let's cut that back. And we're going to have to crop the shit out of this because some guy decided to put 9cat on the fucking outside of this footage. And I think that's a fair bit mortal. Thankful means Vine compilation. Alright. So then we got this. It's Blitz. Welcome back, Blitz. So I didn't recognize the name. Here we go. We got the meme right here. Actually, you know, we could probably just scooch it on up here. You know what? Let's go change this. A frame previously. Let's go ahead and change this to a frame previously. I go, actually, no, it's one frame previously. Next one, we'll restore the box. So then by the time it gets to this, we got this. So then what happens? Actually, you know what? I should probably keep it here. So that we can have the baby, this thing, which was flying off screen.
And to be honest, I am not surprised that he was to toss this baby out of his way.
So where did the baby get out of frame? Right here. Just saying, check out my channel if you want. I swear you say that every time we're here. Hey, check out my channel here, matey. We'll see that, mate. We'll see that. But right now, we are currently working on this video, and I got a lot of shit to do. There we go. So, baby's out of frame for a hot second, and then cuts to this, where the baby is going to be... it's going to be crashing through the window. Hey, same. Oh, God. Not getting any bright ideas. That's where it ends. Okay. So basically, next frame then, we're just gonna have to have it be all the way over here. I was gonna say you can't, because it literally teleports from one place to another, so. Alright, so then. Yeet. God. No subs. I had no idea what you mean. I'm just doing frame by frame tracking of this plane crashing into a building. Actually, the explosion starts. Hey, don't worry, mate. I started off that way too. Okay. That's not quick enough. It needs to be a tad bit more shocking. Sure, it needs to be out about here. And then by here, it needs to be all the way out here. Fuck, that's loud. Let me turn that down a tad bit. What the fuck's going on here? So then you start there. And then the baby easy baby. I was stuck at 27 for a few months now. Well, no, I didn't do it. The baby did. I didn't do shit. I feel like that thing should be off frame. Hey, look, there's baby. Let's go ahead and turn that down again, because that's hurting my ears. Whoops. God damn it, I got rid of that anchor frame again. Oh, thank God. Let me change that back. So I was going to say, there should be an anchor frame for the baby right there. And then it should be out here. Just when the explosion starts. Not fast enough. Let's shrink that by half. Well, it's not punchy enough. It needs to be faster. And you know, oh, you know what would be better? Is if, as that went on, what should happen is that, like, the audio continues on, but this splits. This is down to that opacity. Hi, watch editing? Yes, you should watch editing. I make dumb vids. Oh, don't worry, we all make dumb vids. I mean, I literally just made a 9/11 joke in my video, so, like, can't blame me. I mean,
I'm not surprised that he was to toss this baby out of his way.
well, that sucks because the guy is just making some shitty me joke. And I should just be like, well, shit. I should do that. So. So he will put an anchor point here. And then go here, go 1 frame back. And let me just put that 1 frame back, so by the time we crop back here, okay, here we go. There's like, well, shit, that went better than expected. Well, shit, that went better than expected. But what was I saying again? Well, shit, that went better than expected. But what was I saying again? Where the hell is audio being placed at? Like, it should literally just be being placed right here. Well, shit, that went better than... Alright. Wait, whoops. Delete. Wrong thing to say. But what was I saying again? Actually, you know what? Let's see. I already said that, though. But back on topic. Well, shit, that went better than expected. But back on topic. And then I drag in the audio again. So then we select all of this shit. Now, come on. The hell is this all dragging out for? So we need to scrunch that forward. You can actually just probably get rid of that thing. And scrunch that front bit of audio. right there. And then we just have this thing right here pulled forward.
I am not surprised that he was to toss this baby out of his way.
Oops, a little bit more forward.
This baby out of his way.
Well, yeah, let's pull it all the way back. There's a lot more editing in this joke than I expected. Okay. Well, shit, that went better than expected. But back on topic.
This became more of an abusive.
Hey boy, time to get copyright striked off fucking YouTube. Well, shit, that went better than expected. But back on topic.
This became more.
So say, let's flip that around. So this frame right here, let's flip that horizontally. Well, shit, that went better than expected. But back on topic. I guess I should actually line that up though with the actual change in sentence. Expected. But back on topic.
This became more of an abusive relationship regardless of his effort. His audience wanted something they didn't want to make and clearly weren't gonna fucking hear it. Good I say, let the whole fucking thing burn down. At least he made a decent Twitch channel and pre-launched his Barney persona. Something they didn't want to make and clearly weren't gonna fucking hear it.
So let's go ahead and split that off. Inject in a... We don't have an eyes rolling thing. Let's have an angry paste put in there.
Make and clearly weren't gonna fucking hear it. Gonna fucking hear it. Gonna fucking hear it. Good I say, let the whole fucking thing burn.
And then... I think the same thing can happen here with... Ooh, what face? Same one. Yoink.
Let the whole fucking thing burn down. At least
I think actually I should extend it out maybe a tad bit more.
whole fucking thing burns. Whole fucking thing.
Yeah, it actually works out a little bit more extended.
Fucking hear it. Good I
Random spouts of a shitload of swearing.
fucking thing burns out. At least he made a decent Twitch channel and pre-launched his Barney.
You know, I probably should actually include a picture of his Barney channel then. Do I have that? No, I do not. So let me actually get a picture of his Barney thing. Let's see, Barney. Nope, wrong channel. There we go. That's the one I wanted. And it's right, I think. This one, here we go. And Curie. And god damn it, I hate this editing. I'm not really sure if the EDM matches up with the fireplace. Not really as... The fuck is this advertisement? No, shit. There's an advertisement there of a Yeti slapping a fish. I wanted to know more. Oh goodness. But I think this works, so let's see how this editing turns out.
At least he made a decent Twitch channel and pre-launched his Barney.
Is Barney?
At least.
God damn it, stop doing that drag.
Pre-launched his Barney.
So Barney is set right here. So we'll scrunch that back. Get the pointy stick out.
Barney
persona.
So then, ooh, let's get the anchor frame down for this thing. Anchor frame. So one frame prior to that. Let's restore that box. And shrink that down to something respectable that people can see. And there we go. And then I think that should be good enough. Let's see how long that should last.
Pre-launched his Barney persona. But this wasn't the only case where a YouTuber's audience...
Well, actually, then we stopped talking about him right here. So we need that face again.
This wasn't the only case where a YouTuber's audience became entitled and turned down the creator itself. And turned down the creator itself. Now, for those of you who don't know, the whole drama around...
I don't know, how does that feel to you guys? Do you feel like I should space that time card or slice up a little bit more, make it a little bit more spread out so it isn't just as sudden? Thinking about making it a little bit more spread out. Does seem to be a tad bit short for this whole thing. But did manage to actually get to the 4-minute mark. That's actually pretty nice. From this part, it shouldn't be as bad. I shouldn't have Damien's heavy of editing. There's actually a lot of people up and around for some reason. It's only 11 though. Actually, one second. I need to use the minute 3, so I'll be right back.
Listen anywhere, anytime. All your music, no interruptions. YouTube Red.
Alright then, thank you. Back. Let me just take that off, and here we go. Should be back up. And we also have Darkzilla. Welcome. As you can currently see, we are currently editing something, and God, my frames are dropping like crazy. I'm not sure why my internet must be absolutely taking a shit today. Which is strange considering basically done the same thing over and over without any issue in every other channel, but no, today it's just been all like this. But to the editing though, let's see what we got here. Alright, so now we just started on the Angry Joe's thing.
Now, for those of you who don't know, the whole drama around Angry Joe show has been well documented and talked about.
Let's actually give a brief fade in for that.
Now, for those of you who don't know, the whole drama around Angry Joe show has been well documented and talked about in various places.
Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can... see if I can space this audio back a little bit. Give it a tad bit more breathe room. Actually, no, actually, let's highlight the whole thing here. And scrunch that back. Give it some brief little room right there.
Creator itself.
And that needs a little bit of trim
Creator
off too.
itself.
And same thing up with this thing.
Self. Now, for those of you who don't know, the whole drama around
Yeah, that works.
Angry Joe show has been well documented.
Let's go ahead and put the face in here, neutral. See if this works out.
Now, for those of you who don't know, the whole drama around Angry Joe show has been well documented and talked about in very...
You know what, to go ahead and copy and paste this shit. Without that. Flip that. Nope. Whoops, nope. This here. Horizontally. There we go.
various places, but let me give my interpretation. He often expressed desires to expand into other fields instead of angry reviews, and he kind of acted on that.
You know, I should probably actually be a type of...
instead of angry reviews, and he kind of...
And he kind of acted on it, so... Let's change that to a happy face. Give it a little bit of positive vibes here, especially after that, that one joke that I won't mention. We can't see until we do a final inspection. Let's see if this works out.
Reviews, and he kind of acted on that. He made movie reviews.
Yes.
Acted on that. He made movie reviews, impressions, interviews.
And you know what? We could probably actually... Let me say, you name it, and we'll point to his channel.
He made movie reviews, impressions, interviews.
You name it. So, pointing. Untitled viewers, HSA. Where is his overall channel? Here this is.
You name it. See the trend here? Clearly it was...
Let's get that a little bit back. And we'll see where is that questioning picture here. Since we asked a question right here. Although that feels a tad bit... Ooh, forced. So we're gonna extend this out. See the trend here, and then we'll stop it right there. And then we will zoom this out. Push this back. I can see why people say that jump cutting too much kind of makes your videos blocky. I mean, I did it once for this video, and man, is it crazy. Where the fuck are you not lining up? There. There you go.
See the trend here? Clearly it wasn't meant to be a... Clearly it wasn't meant to be a wholehearted replacement of a staple series as he would always be angry about.
As he'd always be angry about something else.
Some hot topic game. But eventually his audience... But eventually his audience got suspicious.
Actually, no, this seems more appropriate just to do a simple flip. Getting that whole handout seems a tad bit excessive.
But eventually his audience got suspicious.
Actually, you know what? Turn that around.
But eventually his audience got suspicious.
Where's that neutral face again? What I'm thinking about is that for here, we could split this. Whoops. Could split this. And then have it do a simple turn. So then it looked like, so it'd be like,
Nah.
Well, actually, you know what? Let's have that turn all the way over here. So he does a simple little turn, 30 degrees.
Nah, that's probably the wrong word for it, as the reaction game...
More akin to bath salts.
More akin to that of a bath salts induced rampage. The strange thing is that his videos were initially fine.
What I'm thinking out actually is pointing out that, where is it? I think, where is it? Now that got shitty reception. Yeah, here we go. We can point stuff out like this.
In terms of reception, and for the most part, people...
And we could show something like that. Got that clipped in there.
Now...
Ooh. There we go. This is actually strangely kind of fun to actually do. I don't know if I could do this for a career per se, but like if I ever get the itching to do this, putting a lot of time into a video, you know, kind of isn't that bad. Kind of isn't that bad.
For the most part, people saw what he was doing and...
Let's see if this works.
what he was doing as additional content. It was only after that.
And I guess we could extend that out. Yeah, does that
Saw
work
what
out?
he was doing as additional content. It was
Alright, so that works out perfectly fine.
only after that he was taking a
2-month break. Where the devil is that? I think it was this one? No, Star Brigade. There's a picture in here. Here we go.
2-month break that his comments became their absolute notorious cesspool, and his dislikes went off the fucking rails. You would think
Ooh, okay. Oh, goodness me. You stop that. Oh, fuck, it happened again. Accidentally double click and the entire thing goes away. I don't understand why it keeps fucking doing that. There we go, okay.
that his comments became their absolute notorious cesspool, and his dislikes went off the fucking.
Actually, where is that swear here? Change that to angry face. I think maybe showing it to about that works.
Dislikes went off the fucking rails. Dislikes went off the fucking rails. You would think.
I think it needs to be a little bit shortened.
Fucking rails. Fucking rails. You would think that he would have did something akin to what Uber Danger fucking.
Alright.
Rails. You would think that he would have did something akin to what Uber Danger.
Okay, maybe I should actually put up pictures of those two that I'm actually talking about. Uber Danger.
What's up everyone, Uber Danger here, doing one of these vlogs that I never do, but
Here we go. We'll use this image. And then Toby from YouTube. Not sure if you guys know who he is. I think it was a Minecraft guy, Toby Gaming. Yeah, Tobuscus.
Hello once again.
So Toby Game. Yeah, here's one that we want to get a spicy image of. So who do you mention?
You would think that he would have did something akin to what Uber Danger.
Alright, so I think we have this one right here. Uber Danger.
Uber Danger or Toby. Toby.
So then Toby right here. And if you both don't know what happened to these two, Uber Danger had intercourse with a 16-year-old fan in a state where it was just legal. or something like that, 16 or 17, and Toby Turner, I think, was accused of like sexual assault or some shit. Of course, there was no convictions of these things, but they both tainted their reputation, so that's why we got them, although those haven't been brought up in ages. It was like a brief thing for a hot second.
Toby did, touched underage fans, but no, all he did was just... Toby did. All he did was just take a break. It wasn't fucking pretty. This clearly took a toll on Joe.
You know what? Let's actually break the visuals here to show a disconnect.
Pretty. This clearly took a toll on...
Yeah, let's see if this works.
Fucking pretty.
And that seems too sudden.
This clearly took a toll on Joe, as a while later, a couple of weeks later, he made a video where
He made a video?
he made a video
Video? I'm not sure why I emphasize that so much. Where is that at? Pointing, 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 pointing. Where the fuck did that go? Here we go.
made a video where he described the whole thing. From his perspective. For one, he pointed out that he was still on track.
For one, let's go ahead and split that section off, replace it with a neutral face. We'll keep that thing up in the background now.
Even in some cases, on track for angry reviews, and even in some cases, even increased the amount of angry reviews. He also pointed out that he was also turning up comments for future.
You know what? Do we have a picture of comments being disabled? Yes, we do, right here.
He also pointed out that he was also turning up comments.
Let's actually keep this on here. And prior to this, flip this. Yank that down.
He also pointed out that he was also turning up.
It's turning off comments. Similar to what, who was that guy? The Cynical Brit? Total Biscuit, that's what his name is. He had his comments turned off because they were causing him, like, extreme anxiety, panic attacks type of deal. This, he kind of turned it off for a different reason. Maybe not as mentally taxing. It certainly demotivated him quite a bit, at least obviously. Hey, no one's in here, that's great. Oh, whatever. It's kind of hard to talk and edit at the same time when you're kind of listening for cues and trying to figure out shenanigans. But I think it actually works out pretty damn nicely. I can actually press a play ad button. That's actually pretty fucking funny. I don't know, I can actually do that. So I could just like press play ad mid-roll of a sentence. I could just do that a million times. What if that would actually happen? I remember going on to like popular League of Legends streamers, and when they didn't want to talk or address the community at all, he would just play ad after 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 play ad, like 6 in a row at points in times where it was pretty fucking ridiculous.
And he was also turning up comments for future videos, but he's already done that previously with like.
Where actually is Yeah, we do have pictures of that. Okay. Okay. So we don't have to just show that one image.
We've done that previously.
He had done that.
But he's already done that.
And we'll just show a quick side by side of a couple of the videos he did turn off comments for.
But he's already done that previously with like 3 or 4 videos prior. He was turning off comments and ratings.
Ooh, okay, so we actually can extend those out. We can extend that forward a tad bit.
He's already done that previously with like 3 or 4 videos prior. He was turning off comments and ratings, as though and he was also turning off comments. Pointed out that he was also turning off comments for future videos, but he's already done that previously with like 3 or 4 videos prior. He was turning off comments and ratings, as
all right, perfect. Okay. God, always looking at what we always have left to do. It intimidates the shit out of me, though. But we've gotten halfway done, though, and we've done the majority of this pretty recently. We'll get this done. I swear we'll get this fucking done.
most part, mind you, it was mostly just people venting, which, right or wrong, still causes a huge drop of which just people venting, which, right or wrong, still causes a huge drop of morale and just creates a huge toxic environment. But
here and then
environment. But really, this video came across,
and I should probably show that video too.
But really, this video came across, the one that Angry Joe did, came off as very, the one that Angry Joe did.
You know what, I should actually probably use the pointing one. Clip it off here, add in the neutral face again.
Really, this video came across, the one that Angry Joe did, came off as very heated, and most people saw that as an attack on his fans. Whether that was right or accurate,
And let's go ahead and flip this around.
whether that was right or accurate, it still got the clicks and that narrative spread.
Here we go. Sorry if you hear something in the background. Someone decided to do everything in the fucking middle of the night for some reason. Wait, fun fact, if you want to fuck over your sleeping pattern, exercise in the middle of the night, just take a shower in the middle of the night, eat a big meal in the middle of the night, all of those things will fuck you up. And then you'll be depressed, and when you're depressed, you get sad, and when you're sad, you start thinking bad thoughts. And when you start thinking bad thoughts, you cause 9/11. So, don't exercise before going to bed. You'll do 9/11. It's basically the whole summary. Goodness me. There we go. Let's take a look here.
Spread pretty quickly. However, it seems that comments and dislikes have seemed to even out for the most part.
Comments and dislikes.
Seem to
Even out for the most part. So we'll show a pic here.
even out for the most part. But
Now let's actually zoom in on that.
even out for the most part, but on his more recent videos, it still seems that the shitstorm is still there, and I was able to comment on a couple of his videos before he yet again turned it off, so unlikely to
go ahead. This to, believe this would be good enough.
again turned it off, so unlikely to see anything change anytime soon. To see anything change anytime soon.
You need that fade in so you don't look out of place.
Now I'm starting to see the same thing with a channel called Star 2.
So we'll line that up here. That fade in just the same.
Now I'm starting to see the same thing with
Ooh.
Now I'm starting to see the same thing with a channel called Star 2. A second channel to the second channel to the popular TF2 Overwatch channel called Star _. This channel was meant to be a
Here we go. We can split that off, flip that. Yeah, service editing seems lazy for the most part. It's meant to just keep the screen from being dead at the time. So if that happens, retention tends to go down.
This channel was meant to be a
You know, we'll actually go ahead and pull up that picture too. Oh, here we go. We have Star 2.
This channel was meant to be a laid-back channel where Star could upload whatever he wanted without much effort for fans that wanted more beyond his content and streams. In this situation, which is different than Curie and Angry Joe's,
Curie.
and
Angry.
Angry Joe's.
So right here we can put in a picture of Curie.
And Angry.
And this would be Angry Joe here. Actually, you know what? I could probably actually put up a video of Angry Joe's as well. Don't I have one above here?
Angry Joe's. There.
As I say, I swear I had a. Let's set that up prior to this. Get a video feed prior, anchor point. Change that down.
Angry Joe's, there was a second channel set up entirely for this different, second channel.
A second channel, okay.
Channel set up
I should probably show that too. This will be the second channel.
Channel set up entirely for this different laid back and low, different than Curie and Angry Joe's. There was a second channel set up
Second.
channel.
Alright, where does that start?
There was a second
And space that up. Scratch that back.
channel set up
Actually, let's go ahead and connect those two.
There
See if
was
that
a
looks a little
second
better.
channel set up entirely for this different laid-back and low-effort content. So completely different expectations. But please, for the love of
all things holy. All things holy in the love of mighty Jesus told us that one day that God will come down and strike us from the heavens and Christianize all them dirty Westerners. Hey, y'alls. There we go.
but please, for the love of all things fucking holy, get
Where is...
guess what happened next.
Where is that questioning face at? Actually, you know what? Twitching face would be perfect for this.
But please, for the love of all things fucking holy, guess what happened next.
And... give the neutral face.
I'll give you a few seconds.
I'll give you a few seconds. And then we'll flip this guy around. Actually, wait. Scratch that. There we go. Now we can do it.
Done?
Oh, you know, questioning face.
Done? Okay. Okay. Well, if you couldn't fucking guess it, his fans became entitled, like the last two channels in this series. They started demanding.
This would actually be really helpful if I actually got a picture of their comments. And, you know, I could probably do that too. Stir 2.
Leave the app, not your music. Listen anywhere, anytime. Listen to it.
Where is...
All your music, no interruptions. YouTube Red. Start your free trial.
Two channels in this series. They started demanding that he suddenly start making his old content again because he was no longer funny and a washed up has-been.
Washed up streamer, washed up YouTuber, yeah. Let's just get that comment. That one actually be nice and to the point. Nothing to really be down and out about. Actually, wait. Wait. Let's just get this one right here. You guys can't see it, but I can. Accessory snipping tool. And this will be towards star. Comment. Probably should have done this a little bit beforehand, but this works out too. Here we go. Comment. I did not spell that right.
Titled like the last two channels in this series. They started demanding that he
Pointing stick again.
in this series. They started demanding that he suddenly start making his old content again because he was no longer funny and a washed up has-been. Stuff that even I found
Deplorable. I got that. No. Neutral face then.
series. They started demanding that he suddenly start making his old content again because he was no longer funny and a washed up has-been. Stuff that even I found, as a person who's been on YouTube for a long time, to be really fucking harsh. Another interesting thing about this whole thing on Star 2's secondary channel was that this happened rather suddenly. I mean, one video prior...
And then one video prior. Here we go. I believe it was this one. It's July 31st. July 24th.
Was that this happened rather suddenly. I mean, one video prior...
Yeah, one video prior.
One video prior, his comments were jolly as fucking ranchers, and then you go to this... One video prior, his comments were jolly as fucking ranchers, and then you go to...
You know what? Strike that back to there.
And then you go to this video where he did the... And then you go to
this. And I believe it was this one about the ZP fingers.
this video where he did the P fingers joke.
That's the one, right? Yeah, it's the right one.
And every one of the comments is... One of the comments is talking about how his jokes suck and how he's a terrible content creator all of a sudden. The fuck happened here? Totally doesn't look like delayed outrage from his... all of a sudden. The fuck happened here?
You know what? Let's go ahead and shrink it down to here. Doesn't need to be that far out. Kind of looks odd.
The fuck happened here? Totally doesn't look like
Where actually is the angry face at?
delayed outrage from his previous channel that hasn't uploaded in a year.
And this is the first video one, right?
Delayed outrage from his previous channel that hasn't uploaded in a year. Totally channel that hasn't uploaded in a...
Uploaded.
An upload...
Here.
Uploaded in a year. Totally not manufactured at all. So what the fuck happened? Well, Star had a decent idea and said, I don't think...
And said, and I believe this is where it stops. And let's just have the text media itself on screen. And you know what, we should probably actually have this whole thing on its separate own track. Or actually, you know what? So she puts this. We have an extra video track right here that's not being used. And it shouldn't be too heavily edited. And we should get the text from our script. I wrote it down verbatim. Here it is. Ooh, goodness, that's a really big fucking chunk of text. Hammered away by fans that wish this mentality wasn't hammered away. There is no monetary incentive. I don't get the sense anymore that people enjoy this. Maybe we should want to stop wasting each other's time. Quite a large fucking ball of text. Here, give me a second. The reason why it's a cash sign instead of it being quotations is that I don't think this text actually has that. And actually, let me check this out. Expand out a tad bit more. Yeah, kind of a wall of text. Let me split that off.
I don't think this, the channel's laid back atmosphere, is the case anymore. 1 month passed, and then angry people migrated from my main channel solely to tell me that they are angry. So this has not been the case for a long time now, and the mentality in the video has been slowly hammered away by fans who wish this wasn't hammered away. I do not need to upload videos here.
We're not even longer than I expected. It's actually kind of nice. I don't need to put anything here.
The mentality in the video has been slowly hammered away by fans who wish this wasn't hammered away. I do not need to upload videos here. There is no monetary incentive. I do not even get the sense anymore that people appreciate them. Maybe we should stop wasting each other's time. Oh boy.
And then I put the cat face back here. Beautiful.
In a very short amount of time, it's our second channel where it was made out to be a lesser quality content channel.
And actually, where is that picture of the channel?
For his fans who wanted more, now had its vibe kinda killed by demanding fans. And while I understand this is not everyone contributing, killed by demanding fans. And while I understand,
let's actually scroll over here.
And while I understand this is not everyone contributing to the dog pile, and it shouldn't be painted with such broad paint strokes,
It doesn't take a whole consumer base to revolt to cause a huge drop in morale.
as the content creator, you really don't need your entire consumer base to revolt to really fuck with your morale. And this,
I will take that chunk off, pull that back, add the worry face in here.
and this was, excuse me, this trend of channels meeting hostile resistance from
That is certainly very punctuated on there.
this trend of channels meeting hostile resistance from quote-unquote fans when they want to do something different is something that's not really new, but it kind of is. But it kind
Split that.
But it kind of is. Channels often try to avoid painting themselves in corners as they eventually change their content so they don't want to lose large portions of their audience. Now it seems that not only will
You know, I should probably actually change that with Curie too, since he did the one that changed with content.
it is. Channels often try to avoid painting themselves in corners as they eventually change their content.
Where's a picture of the... I can actually put that Smash Bros pic
Channels often try to avoid painting themselves in corners as they eventually change. Channels often try to avoid painting themselves in corners as they eventually change their content so they don't want to lose large portions of their audience. Now it seems that large portions of their audience. Now it
Where is that picture?
large portions of their audience. Now it seems that not only will interest fade in this different content, but now that
It was actually that pointy stick.
now it seems that not only will interest fade in this different content, but now that fans
And we could definitely point to a Angry Joe show with this thing.
will no longer be on the content creator's side when they do decide to do it. And this
Scrunch that down.
is worrying. Will channels now be forced to do
And I'm asking a lot of questions here, so definitely meant for this face.
Will channels now be forced to do one thing their whole way of life? Will content creators be forced to make the same content regardless of where it goes? This kind of terrifies me as a relevant content creator because what if I manage to become somewhat successful?
And there's a pause there. Flip that.
Will fans only want the content the way they want it? Could I do low effort stuff because I feel lazy one day? Could I experiment? It kind of puts channels in a weird...
It kinda. More like it fucking does. I mean, with me, it's more like just channel interest fading as opposed to anything
effort
else.
stuff because I feel lazy one day? Could I experiment? It kind of puts channels...
It kinda.
I experiment? It kind of puts channels in a weird position where they no longer have to be worried about painting themselves into a corner, but rather being forced into the corner by fans who believe they're entitled to their content. This is where so many issues can crop up, and we've already seen some of the negatives already. For one, content creators who feel like YouTube and other platforms.
Oh, fuck. Why was I thinking of a feature? Is there a way you can disable that thing? Like, why would it expand and then get rid of the video thing entirely? Totally not jarring.
For one, content creators who feel like YouTube and other platforms will be kind of hostile to them. Sure.
You know, I probably could put a picture of YouTube up here. Do we have such a picture? A picture of a candy cane. Does that count? Do I have to Google search this shit? I should have plenty of stuff like this. Yeah, here we go.
For one, content creators
Ooh, no, that picture for some reason is not registering as transparent.
will be kind of hostile to them. Sure, content creators.
Ooh, fucking moss getting everywhere again. God damn it. Whatever. The heat vent will just blast that shit out of him regardless.
But their fans. Other platforms will be kind of. For one, content creators who feel like YouTube and other platforms will be kind of hostile to them. Sure, content creators will be able to upload.
Get rid of that. And that.
Sure, content creators will be able to upload regardless of what their fans think, but it's really. Sure, content creators will be able to upload regardless of what their fans thinking, but it's really hard to justify spending an assload of time editing.
And let's just quickly add in a twitch of the angry face. Give it a little bit of motion in that.
Assload of time.
Ooh, a little bit long.
Assload of time. Assload of time. Editing, rendering, just so you can have some tard scream at you that your washed up has-been really makes me want to change my morning routine to include a fucking cold glass of great Clorox.
You know what? We'll even make it better. We'll do one step above and not make it Clorox, but Drano.
Cold glass of great Clorox. Secondly, content.
It's not even. It doesn't even have the fucking outsides rendered properly. Yeah, let's get a transparent image of lean. That's actually kind of cool. Do a GIF instead. Even more exotic.
Secondly, content creation. Fucking cold glass of great Clorox.
Of grape. And you know what? 1 second prior. And then we'll have this shrunken down.
Great Clorox. Secondly, content creators will be forced to make the same content over and over. Not really that hard.
Brilliant. It's fucking stupid. We're on the home stretch, mi amigos. We're so close to being fucking done with this shit.
Not really that hard of a concept to grasp. As hostility increases, channels will often capitulate to their fans' wishes and try to truck on making their same content they have absolutely no passion or desire to. This will
You know what? We could change that to a questioning face.
and that is content creators will lose some, if not all, of their drive to make videos.
Well, you know what? We can actually start reenacting the face of the streamer, hopefully.
And that is content creators will lose some, if not all, of their drive to make videos. This was clearly shown to happen.
Dopey looking cat.
This was clearly shown to happen with Curie and
With Curie. Yeah, right. Yeah. It's be a beautiful time. Ooh. You scratch that. What do you mean missing files offline? I didn't delete anything. For a second, I thought a shitload of my work just went down the goddamn drain. That would have killed me. Because that means I would have to remake all those images. And then manually post them all back in here. Which is like the majority of what I just did. Kind of not feeling like doing that again.
stuck on making their same content they have absolutely no passion or desire to. This will likely cause the third thing, and that is content creators will lose some, if not all, of their drive to make videos. This was clearly shown to happen with Curie, and
Here we go.
has took a long period of time with making videos. This, of course, will vary with.
This, of course, will vary. It just sounded very British all of a sudden. Would you like some tea and crumpets with your fucking
This,
snubble
of
puff,
course,
you
will
little...
vary.
You bunch muncher, cornholio piece of shit. Oh, whoa!
With channels and creators, but it's not hard to say that the likelihood of these things happening again are high. I mean, take a look at the star statement. The
Don't need all of those pictures, just need this.
The last sentence was implying that very idea. Maybe we should stop wasting each other's time.
Or actually, should I? Nah, this is fine.
And this should worry you two guys.
Read.
And this should worry you two guys as viewers, because. And this should worry you two guys as viewers, because this will ultimately make content creators do the same shit over and over. Sure, some of you will like that ultimately.
Sure, let's get that.
Over and over. Sure, some of you will like that ultimately, but I feel like some of you will also need a change of pace sometime. I doubt any of you play the same game for.
And get the questioning face in there.
I doubt any of you play the same game for years on end with nothing in between, so why are you expecting content creators to do the exact same fucking thing?
And fucking gets that. Same angled face.
Fucking thing. Exact same fucking thing. If you want. Same fucking thing. If you want lack of creativity.
Split that there. Actually, we probably just keep the angry face going. To be honest, because this is the part where we just get pissed.
Thing. If you want lack of creativity in the same generic content to be pushed out, then keep this shit up. Sure, Google may be fisting the living. Sure, Google may be fisting the living shit out of YouTubers with ad changes, but that doesn't mean.
Ooh. Wrong thing. God damn it, stop doing that. Fuck. Scrunch that over. And we need to actually add in this face.
But that doesn't mean you can just start setting channels on fire for the fucking fun of it. So viewers, for the bit. So viewers,
let's scratch that there. Flip horizontally, scratch that like that. Drag the lean all the way over here.
fun of it. So viewers, for the love of fucking God, Get rid of that entitled attitude and YouTubers.
Alright, we could definitely do an angry face there.
Get rid of that entitled attitude and YouTube.
And you don't need to actually be scrunched back at all, Lean. Neutral.
Attitude and YouTubers. You do you, boo boo. You do you. You do you, boo boo. You do you.
Well, you know what? We could probably have some type of fade there. That should be it.
You do you, boo boo. You do you.
Yes! Fuck yes. This, by far, had to be the most edited video I've ever made before. Plenty of shit and spliced in between. That feels nice to get it done with. But we won't know anything until we watch the whole thing, so let's turn off all the music and let's watch it together. You'll be able to see in this little corner, right?
Now, you may be asking yourself, Painelius, aren't you being a tad bit hyperbolic and a bit of a fucking ass for poisoning a well before we even get started with the title like that?
Good so far.
And rude of you to interrupt my fucking video before even the second paragraph. But I guess you're right, my statistically non-existent viewer. Hear me out, though. Even as a content creator that has no success taken off the past 5 years, God, I'm that bad. I can say with absolute fucking certainty that what I see in today's audiences on YouTube terrifies me.
Pretty strong intro. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'd be like, you know, you spent a lot of time on that.
Now, before we get into this dumpster fire video, let me give some light background on how I came to this topic. Going a while back, there was this channel called Curie that was run by this 12-year-old blonde girl that turned out to be a, say, 20-year-old married man with an equally younger-looking American girl doll as a wife. Basically, you can imagine this person as your childhood nightmare about whatever was in your grandparents' closet coming to life and yelling into a microphone about blue buff for 10 to 15 minutes.
Fucking Christ. Oh boy. We actually need to add in a slight dip.
You can minutes. Grandparents' closet coming to life and yelling into a microphone about blue buff for 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, where do we leave off? Oh, right. You can tell he was a League of Legends YouTuber that made videos about various adventures in-game. Nothing terribly out of left field in terms of content, but his personality and editing style made him interesting for the most part. Well, fast forward his channel a year or two later, he nearly has 1 million subscribers, but what he starts doing is he starts drifting off into different games like Smash Brothers, Overwatch, and other games. Not a big surprise, people get bored of games, especially when you're forced to make an assload of content for it. I mean, imagine being quote-unquote forced to play Golf It for months on end and having to force... imagine being quote-unquote forced to play Golf It for months on end and having to force in a joke every minute in desperate hope that you won't die to starvation because YouTube no longer believes in giving channels anything other than a soft cone of fuck you.
You would get pretty bored of that game too.
Going back on topic though, Curie started to make new videos about whatever was tickling his fancy. For the most part, they were doing reasonably well for a channel breaking out of their niche. Sure, they had less views in general, but there was something new, and everything was working out nicely. But this is YouTube, and nothing works out, because PewDiePie made a fucking Hitler joke, and now everyone's basically Stalin. But Keyboy's meme is pretty juicy. So Keyboy's channel went on doing its thing with his new videos, but something changed in his audience. After his audience got the idea that League videos would likely not be nearly as common, which was later confirmed by Curie saying that he was quitting League, they started to turn on him. His new style of videos would get massive amounts of dislikes, even though they were...
Ooh. Don't want to be pointed to nothing.
Style of videos would get massive amounts of dislikes, even though they were still him doing his personality and still having his same editing style, maybe a tad bit kicked up a notch due to enthusiasm, but that wasn't the fucking end of it, as his comments, my god, his comments would either be about how Curie was a goddamn monster for not dancing for their fans' amusement, or how there was too many comments about his League era, or rather there was other YouTubers saying their signature catchphrases, because totally not irrelevant. Curie tried to fix this with another League video, but they were having none of that, and the hate seemed to get worse from there. Clearly this took a toll on the living embodiment of a Webkins, as his uploads got more and more spaced out until he stopped entirely. He was still streaming, but it was a different group of people entirely. Months later though, he came out of his closet to announce that he was moving on, and to be honest, I am not surprised that he was to toss this baby out of his way.
Wait, what? Where did that video go? That was in, where the fuck was that? Video... Sony Vegas? No, it had been in... video clips, and that's right. Odd. Did I delete that accidentally? No, it's not deleted from the folder. What? Okay. So 9/11. For some reason, it was not saved, so I have to re-download the whole thing. Just randomly deleted from my hard drive. No, here it is. It's just randomly in this folder again. I am not sure why. Stream recordings, video clips, paste. So it should be back up here now.
Months later though, he came out of his closet to announce that he was moving on, and to be honest, I am not surprised that he was to toss this baby out of his way.
Well, shit, that went better than expected.
But back on topic. It became more of an abusive relationship regardless of his effort. His audience wanted something they didn't want to make, and clearly weren't gonna fucking hear it. Good I say, let the whole fucking thing burn down. At least he made a decent Twitch channel and pre-launched his Barney persona. But this wasn't the only case where a YouTuber's audience became entitled and turned down the creator itself. Now, for those of you who don't know, the whole drama
It's going
around
pretty good so
Angry
far,
Joe show has been well documented and talked about in various places, but Let me give my interpretation. He often expressed desires to expand into other fields instead of angry reviews, and he kind of acted on that. He made movie reviews, game impressions, interviews, you name it. See the trend here? Clearly, it wasn't meant to be a wholehearted replacement of a staple series, as he would always be angry about some hot topic game. But eventually, his audience got suspicious. Nah, that's probably the wrong word for it, as the reaction became more akin to that of a bath salts-induced rampage. The strange thing is that his videos were initially fine in terms of reception, and for the most
Ooh. That's awkward.
were initially fine in terms of reception, and for the most part, people saw what he was doing as additional content. It was only after that he was taking a 2-month break that his comments became their absolute notorious cesspool, and his dislikes went off the fucking rails. You would think that he would have did something akin to what Uber Danger or Toby did and touched underage fans, but no, all he did was just take a break. It wasn't fucking pretty. This clearly took a toll on Joe, as a while later, a couple of weeks later, he made a video where he described the whole thing from his perspective. For one, he pointed out that he was still on track for angry reviews, and even in some cases, even increased the amount of angry reviews. He also pointed out that he was also turning up comments for future videos, but he's already done that previously with like 3 or 4 videos prior. He was turning up comments and ratings, as those, for the most part, were just housing an assload of unnecessary negativity. Negativity that wasn't terribly constructive for the most part, mind you. It was mostly just people venting, which, right or wrong, still causes a huge drop of morale and just creates a huge toxic environment. But really, this video came across, the one that Angry Joe did, came off as very heated, and most people saw that as an attack on his fans. Whether that was right or accurate,
Ooh, here we go. Oops, sorry for that. Looks like my internet did go down. Might as well have done that because the thing was being shit the entire fucking time. Yeah, it's barely grasping a fucking solid like 1600 FPS. Yeah, calm that down. Same stream though, don't worry. We'll just finish with the rest of this.
I'll give you a few seconds. Done? Okay. Well, if you couldn't fucking guess it, his fans became entitled, like the last 2 channels in this series. They started demanding that he suddenly start making his old content again because he was no longer funny and a washed up has-been. Stuff that even I found, as a person who's been on YouTube for a long time, to be really fucking harsh. Another interesting thing about this whole thing on Star 2's secondary channel was that this happened rather suddenly. I mean, one video prior, his comments were jolly as fucking ranchers, and then you go to this video where he did the pea fingers joke, and every one of the comments is talking about how his jokes suck and how he's a terrible content creator all of a sudden. The fuck happened here? Totally doesn't look like delayed outrage from his previous channel that hasn't uploaded in a year. Totally not manufactured at all. So what the fuck happened? Well, Star had a decent idea and said, I don't think this, the channel's laid back atmosphere, is the case anymore. 1 month passed, and then angry people migrated from my main channel solely to tell me that they are angry. So this has not been the case for a long time now, and the mentality in the video has been slowly hammered away by fans who wish this wasn't hammered away. I do not need to upload videos here. There is no monetary incentive. I do not even get the sense anymore that people appreciate them. Maybe we should stop wasting each other's time. Oh boy. In a very short amount of time, Star's second channel, where it was made out to be a lesser quality content channel for his fans who wanted more, now had its vibe kinda killed by demanding fans. And while I understand this is not everyone contributing to the dog pile, and it shouldn't be painted with such broad paint strokes, as the content creator, you really don't need your entire consumer base to revolt to really fuck with your morale. And this was kinda worries me. This trend of channels meeting hostile resistance from quote-unquote fans when they want to do something different is something that's not really new, but it kind of is. Channels often try to avoid painting themselves in corners as they eventually change their content so they don't want to lose large portions of their audience. Now, it seems that not only will interest fade in this different content, but now that fans will no longer be on the content creator's side.
Ooh. It's good they were actually going back over this.
Fans will no longer be on the content creator's side when they do decide to do it. And this is worrying. Will channels now be forced to do one thing their whole way of life? Will content creators be forced to make the same content regardless of where it goes? This kind of terrifies me as a relevant content creator, because what if I manage to become somewhat successful? Will fans only want the content the way they want it? Could I do low effort stuff because I feel lazy one day? Could I experiment? It kind of puts channels in a weird position where they no longer have to be worried about painting themselves into a corner, but rather being forced into the corner by fans who believe they're entitled to their content. This is where so many issues can crop up, and we've already seen some of the negatives already. For one, content creators will feel like YouTube and other platforms will be kind of hostile to them. Sure, content creators will be able to upload regardless of what their fans think, but it's really hard to justify spending an assload of time editing, rendering, just so you can have some tard scream at you that your washed up has-been. Really makes me want to change my morning routine to include a fucking cold glass of great Clorox. Secondly, content creators will be forced to make the same content over and over. Not really that hard of a concept to grasp. As hostility increases, channels will often capitulate to their fans' wishes and try to truck on making their same content they have absolutely no passion or desire to. This will likely cause the third thing, and that is content creators will lose some, if not all, of their drive to make videos. This was clearly shown to happen with Curie, and has took a long period of time with making videos. This, of course, will vary with channels and creators, but it's not hard to say that the likelihood of these things happening again are high. I mean, take a look at the star statement. The last sentence was implying that very idea. Maybe we should stop wasting each other's time. And this should worry you two guys as viewers, because this will ultimately make content creators do the same shit over and over. Sure, some of you will like that ultimately, but I feel like some of you will also need a change of pace sometime. I doubt any of you play the same game for years on end with nothing in between, so why are you expecting content creators to do the exact same fucking thing? If you want lack of creativity and the same generic content to be pushed out, then keep this shit up. Sure, Google may be fisting the living shit out of YouTubers with ad changes, but that doesn't mean you can just start setting channels on fire for the fucking fun of it. So viewers, for the love of fucking God, get rid of that entitled attitude, and YouTubers, you do you, boo-boo. You do you.
Ooh, isn't that cute, man? I think that's pretty damn hunky fucking dory. I mean, that is just, fucking excellent. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, my God, that's pure erection material, I gotta fucking say. Ooh. God damn. And it looks like the rendering is going to take a long ass time too. Jesus Christ. Which is strange because for the most part there's no videos. It's literally just empty pictures. Like literally overlaying a couple of pictures with a little bit of editing in it between it. Although to be fair, this is quite some heavy editing. Most people don't make videos this long, and usually they have better editing techniques than what I do, but I'm working here with limited knowledge. And that face worked out beautifully. I'm loving this shit. Even though no one's in here. That's still just fucking sweet to me. So I'm thinking about doing for the thumbnails, what we can do is that we can have all three logos on a video, all of them stamped out, and the big bold letters that said Fans Revolt. I think that would be a really good title. Nothing too provocative, but something that gets the point across. So open image in a new tab. Star underscore. Opens image in new tab. Save image is it? Kiori. God, my computer is crying out right now for a sweet fucking end. Denied sign. Whoops, I misspelled sign. And this is a PNG. So this should be working out quick. And now it's looking like my internet's taking a shit. Yeah, sorry for the choppy video here. It's looking like my YouTube is just taking a big shit on itself right now. Sorry for the choppy video here. It's looking like... It's not YouTube, sorry. It's my internet provider, so like, go fuck yourself right now. Don't know why. Right as I am about to finish like this whole fucking thing too. Yeah. I just want to make a simple thumbnail. Don't want to do it too much, because you can overdo it on actual visuals. It's pretty common. Let's go ahead and add Apple channels to all of this shit. Bumped. Duplicate. Duplicated. And we scratched that. Delete layer. I'm not sure why it isn't just one keybind. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Not your music. Listen anywhere, anytime. Listen to it all.
Sorry if I'm not terribly talkative. It's been
Music,
a
no
long ass night.
YouTube Red. Start
You know, it kind of looks like a fidget spinner. Am I being too trendy with a title like that? And at the bottom of it, fans revolt. Actually, you know what? We'll have the top of it be fans. And this one, revolt. So we'll have this one be... Sketch Gothica. Bold in this shit. Center it. And we'll change this to 105 as well. The same font. I should be able to see this, although we're going to have to make this a more visible color. Because when you do a transparent logo on YouTube, it changes it to a black backdrop. So you have to make your text white. But it'll stand out quite well from the backdrop. So I'll look maybe pretty obscure here. It'll look just right on YouTube. Nice and simple. Fans revolt. And you can see the clear 3 logos displayed in the middle. So nice, simple, effective. Editing. And then export. Titled fans. I don't know why. I was having a hard time saying that. And this is meant to be entitled fans. Beautiful. And for the most part, it looks like the video is still rendering. It's going to be a long-ass time, so to speed this whole thing up, I think we're just going to call it here. So I'd like to thank you all for joining me. I know it's been close to nearly 4 hours of me just pure working on video content, and sorry if I got silent there too, but kind of happens when it's the middle of the night. But I want to thank you all for joining me, and if you enjoyed any of it, please follow. I'd appreciate it. I stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer, so follow whichever is your favorite. Twitch, though, has a loyalty system, and notifications appear on stream, so a little extra bonus there. Other than that, there's social media down below if that's any of your fancy, as well as a Discord if you want to join the community. Don't even need an account. But other than that, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.